Hello, my name is Pranav Patki, roll number 38, and my teammates are Divyam Patni and Raj Rathod. So, the startup that we have chosen is known as Kigali Arts. Basically, it is an online store for people to buy Varli paintings online, uh, and the profits from this will directly go to the beneficiaries. So, this is what our startup is. So, the first idea validation tool that we have chosen is the price cost value. So price is basically the financial reward for providing the product or service. The value is the worth of the product or service for your customer, and cost is the amount spent to produce the product or service. This tool explains the money aspect of this idea, and it shows how to identify what your idea is worth, what customers shall pay to use the service. It helps explore how the money flow shall take place, how much shall be the cost of providing the service, and according to it, how the revenue system and business model can be prepared. Knowing what to charge for your startup's product is hard, but you should always price for the value it creates for your customers and not how much it costs for you to provide. So price is basically the money paid to the seller, and cost is the amount of inputs involved in the manufacturing of the product. So for our startup idea, we estimate that on an average, the price of our service will be around 5,000 to 10,000 rupees, and more depending on various art styles that we provide. The cost incurred for various packages will include the manufacturing of particular painting frames, wages of the artists, material costs, and that sums out to be around 3,000 to 7,000 rupees. Value for our service cannot be measured in terms of money as it is measured by the customer satisfaction and how much the business of our customer increases because of our service. Thus, we increase the worth of our business. The next idea validation tool is the strategy and structure. Strategy is basically the creation, implementation, and sustainment of market leading product differentiation. And structure of each organization states what major job function requires and how each job function relates to others, like CEO, CTO, those kind of stuff. So there are five forces in strategy and structure. The first force is simply the degree of rivalry within the market and within the industry. So there are many artistic painting supplying startups in India, but hardly any for tribal arts. There are a few available on Etsy.com, but it is different than us in many aspects as they are an e-commerce website focused more on their profits rather than the welfare of the tribal people. So this is where we majorly differentiate. Second force is the supplier power. Our major work depends on suppliers, thus we need to have a strong supplier base. There are many local suppliers of Varli paintings who are in this business since a long time. So the good relationships with all the stakeholders like suppliers, vendors, and artists will help us generate good referrals for the business, which can then lead to increased sales. Third force is the threat of substitutes. As mentioned in first force, there is hardly any competition from existing businesses, but anyone willing to take up this type of service can become a threat. As of now, we see no one as a threat to us for at least a few years. Fourth force is the firepower. So our launch city is Mumbai, where currently there are many handicraft outlets, and almost every other day there is a new one opening. Thus, we have a long list of buyers. So we think that with proper marketing and good service, we can build a strong foundation very quickly. Fifth force is the barriers to entry. This is the only weak point in our startup idea, as there is no barrier to entry for others, which means that anyone with enough resources can knock us off. The anyone who goes to the artists with a bigger profit margin may become our potential competitor. But our target is to strive hard and make a huge customer base as soon as possible and provide good customer satisfaction so that our customers will stay loyal to us. The next idea validation tools will be explained by Raj.
Hello everyone, my name is Raj and I'm going to be explaining the validation tool called Value Profile. Next slide. So what does we mean by value proposition? It's basically a unique value proposition is what we start with. Basically, provide what we are providing the customer as in terms of value. So let's take a look at how we can achieve these. So next slide, Pranav. So here we start asking by few questions to us regarding the idea which we have, and we ask like why and for whom we are building this startup or this from the idea, and how we are gonna do this. So for the first question, like why and for whom, it's basically the people which purchases these goods from wholesale marketplaces, shopping centers, and online retailers. Second point, because of their ignorance, middlemen sometimes mistreat Warli artists who therefore only earns a small portion of their value of their works. And some Mali tribal members rely solely on their artistic abilities to support themselves on a daily basis. So here we have the proper answer for the first question, and that's why we proceed with the startup idea. And how we are going to achieve this is by segmenting the target customers into segments. Like, first we are having hotel and beverage industries, which we have large part of our target customers. The second one is libraries, hospitals, and official places where we can as well target the customers. And the last one is people who like to collect artifacts. And similarly, we have to position the product so that people can look it at a from cultural point of view, which can also take a look at from classy looks and storytelling, which we can use in the restaurants or like in houses, where people can use it to as a storytelling artifact. And last and not the least, we can use it as a daily products for like coasters for our coffees, teas, etc., like that. And similarly, we have to promote our product. We can use taglines in social medias and various other platforms like Warli paintings, a vivid expression of daily and social events, so that it can get proper like coverage and awareness among the people and the customers. Next slide, Pranav. So next validation tool is the learning organization. Next slide. So here, organizations that quickly learn survive, and the companies or organizations that don't learn end up disappearing. It's the meaning of that validation tool for learning organization. Next slide. So, a learning organization is an organization skilled at creating, acquiring, and transferring knowledge, and at modifying its behavior to reflect new knowledge and insights. So, how an organization can achieve this? So, here we have listed few points which can help organizations to achieve learning. And the first one is systematic problem solving. So, whenever we receive a problem, we have to sit and properly look at the data, gather all the goals and information regarding it, and uh, like write the objectives which we're trying to solve using the current problems and the situation. And after that, figuring out what we want to do, we have to plan for experimentation so that we can get to know like what is working and what is not. So after experimentation, we have to learn from the past failures so that we don't repeat them in our future, and which we can help us to prevent like a wastage of our time and resources. And similarly, on the other hand, we can learn from others as well, like from their mistakes, what they are trying to do and everything. And at the end, we have to perform transferring of knowledge as well. This basically means that when whatever solution which we have targeted or gathered, we have to transfer this knowledge to the entire organization, that they should know what we are doing, how we are doing, and what the correct procedure is, so that it can prevent any problems creating at hand. And that's how an organization can learn and prevent itself from disappearing from the market. So thank you.